Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be talking about 3 things that you are currently doing that are contributing to robbing you of your self-esteem. Okay, so one of the very first things that I would mention is people pleasing. So if you are in this cycle where you notice that you are putting other people's needs always ahead of your own, you are doing things so that other people will like you, so that other people will approve you, you don't follow or listen to your own inner voice and your heart. Instead, you listen to other people because you want to make sure that they're validating you. You're likely going to be suffering from low self-esteem. Yes. And this is something that is going to continue until you make that decision to stop it. One of the reasons why this for me is number one is because a lot of people struggle with this, especially women. Yes, of course I'm gonna call you. Yes. Especially women, because most of us were brought up to people please and to please others ahead of ourselves. And so you might not know it, you might think that you are a saint or this good little girl, but deep down, the act of doing that is robbing you of your self-esteem, and you need to stop it. Okay, another reason that you may be feeling like you have no self-worth is because you're probably in a situation where you are listening to information that is validating that. So what do I mean? So basically, you are surrounding yourself with people that either criticize you or either tell you that you're not good enough, or either tell you that you have to perform, you have to work for their validation, or tell you that you have to look a certain way, you have to act a certain way before you can be classified as somebody who has high self-esteem. So essentially, listening to information, listening to content that breaks you down is one of the quickest ways to find yourself having and carrying low self-esteem. Another reason why you may be having low self-esteem is probably because you are in relationships that are likely abusive or are draining you. And this doesn't have to be romantic relationships as well. This could be relationships with your family, it could be relationships with friends, it could be work and your colleagues at work. But what is happening is that you are in a field, you are in a situation, a dynamics where you are surrounded by people that are breaking you down or draining you. And the reason why that manifests as low self-esteem is because you're no longer listening to your inner voice, because you're being broken down. So obviously you're not there. Well, you are there, it's just been conditioned not to recognize your voice, but you are no longer able to listen to your inner voice, your intuition, and so you lose yourself. And when you lose yourself, one of the ways that it actually manifests is having zero self-worth, zero self-esteem, because you no longer know who you are. And it is a cycle that continues because you don't know who you are and you've lost yourself, and you're still in that environment that is breaking you down. Then it continues to accelerate and push you into certain behaviors where you start to seek external validation. Remember point number one, and you feel like you need to please people so they can validate you, make you feel better, because you don't know who you are and you're not able to validate yourself. So they're actually quite intertwined, with one leading to the other. But what you would notice is that it's kind of like a cycle where you are the one that's turning the wheel and you have no idea. You have no idea what's going on. Okay, so if you feel like one of this situation applies to you, how do you get yourself out of this rabbit hole? Where do you start from? How do you find yourself? You need to remove yourself first from the situation, from the information, from the source that is breaking you down and draining you. So if you are not able to remove yourself physically, obviously if you're in an abusive situation, then get some help, call the police, I don't know, but get yourself out of that situation because you could literally lose your life, right? So get some help. If you're not able to, if it's less of a life and death situation and it's more where it's an emotional situation, then I would say energetically disconnect yourself from the source. So if you cannot physically leave, like physically remove yourself from the situation, you can also do that energetically. All you have to do is remove your attention from that source. So the source can be there, the media can be there, whatever it is, but your attention is no longer on it. And when your attention is no longer on it, it has no power over you. Okay? So remove yourself energetically if you cannot physically leave. Remove yourself emotionally and energetically and start planning your exit. Start taking the steps that you need to build yourself up. Once you've been able to remove yourself from the source that is breaking you down, the next thing is, girl, you're gonna need a lot of inner work. You're going to need inner work to remove whatever conditioning that you have been exposed to that is causing you to feel less than. So you're going to need the time and space to sit with yourself and remove all of that conditioning or limiting beliefs that you subconsciously took in, you believed it, and led you to start acting in ways that made you look like you had no self-worth. Okay, the next step is, as you're doing your inner work, is you want to surround yourself with positive reinforcement. So remember in the previous step, in the previous two steps, I said remove yourself from the negative source. In this step, you want to surround yourself with a positive source, so with positive information that can build you up. Because as you're going to do your inner work, you're going to realize that you would put yourself in certain situations where it's just, yeah, it completely broke you. So you're going to need things to build you and to add to you. And so look for content that makes you feel good. Look for content that supports and builds and aligns with where you want to be in terms of self-confidence and self-worth. Surround yourself with people that are positive, people that essentially provide that positive reinforcement until you're able to provide that for yourself. Okay, so that's something that I would recommend, is just make sure that you're being intentional about surrounding yourself with positive things, with positive affirmations as well. You're going to have to learn the process of affirming yourself positively. Actually, that should be my next step. So, okay, let me not get ahead of myself. But you're going to have to surround yourself with positive energy that can pour into you and help you build yourself up. All right, another step is, I talked about it, positive affirmation. So when you're surrounding yourself with positive energy, it's going to give you the strength to start getting your own energy. It's going to give you the, what's the word? The permission and the ease to start getting that affirmation and validation from yourself. And because you've done your inner work instead too, and you have removed yourself from the negative source, you're now able to listen to your own voice and to your own intuition And once you're able to tap into that, girl, you are there. You are built up, and it's just going to be la 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 from point on. So what I would say in this step is that write out positive things about yourself, 5 to 10 things, and say this to yourself every day as you're working on this journey as well. And finally, remember that if you are noticing that you're in this state where you have no self-worth, it's not your fault. So don't blame yourself. Don't feel like, how could I have put myself in this situation? That's not the point. The point is that you're aware of it and you're ready to find solutions. So focus on that. Focus on finding the solutions. Focus on doing the work to build yourself up. Have compassion, lady. Have compassion. And also enjoy the process, because I promise you, you will be better, and better is definitely available for you at the end of this tunnel that you're finding yourself in. All right, I hope you were able to learn a thing or two from this video. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.